the Crypt Keeper of Creepy, the provocative prince of the tweens, the nightmare from Neptune. It's Zabujard!
Hey guys. It's really cold in my house. From about 7 p.m. to 7 a.m. And of course I'm up all night, right? So while I'm awake, the house is at its coldest. Outside it's 42 degrees right now. Inside it feels about 50 degrees maybe, or something like that. The insulation I think is bad. I think it's bad insulation. My podcast, the audio quality has not been good because I've been trying to make the file sizes smaller, but maybe I'll just stick with large file sizes so that the audio is better so you guys can hear me talk easier or something. It's about 5 a.m. right now. So it's cold. Just wanted to say a couple things here. I went to a Bible study group tonight, Christian group. I drove up there. It was nice time, nice people. The day before, I went to a Hebrew Kabbalah study, and still a bit confused on what to do with all of this information, you know. I don't know. I would like to follow after Christ because I see how much he's hated by the NWO, right? But at the same time, I don't know what to study in the New Testament. It was written in Greek. Were the apostles and Jesus Greek? No, they were Hebrew, but supposedly they probably spoke Greek, maybe? Is that why the New Testament was written in Greek and not Hebrew, when the Old Testament was, of course, written in Hebrew? Confusing stuff, very confusing stuff. Anyways, sorry. All I wanted to say was that Tucker Carlson, he said today on Twitter, I think, supposedly that the GRID is going down. He said, prepare, the GRID is going down. That's all he said or something, right? So now when they even got, CI gay plants like Tucker Carlson, I'm saying Tucker Carlson, warning the alt right communities about the grid. I think we should pay attention. I think it could go down any day now. Right now I'm thinking about the Super Bowl on Sunday. If a huge event happens there and then the GRID goes down. So then I was reading about it. I was reading a blog. I can put it in the description if you want to read it, but it goes over what happens if the grid goes down. Maybe like there could be giant fires in the cities, right? And then everybody would flee the cities because everything's on fire. They'd go to the countryside. The countryside can't take people, The cities would be on fire, so they would run to the suburbs. Then the suburbs would also maybe be on fire, and no firemen would be able to put them out, because if an EMP knocks out all electronics from a NUKE explosion or whatever, you're not going to have firemen, you're not going to have trains, cars, you'll have batteries, but you won't have anything else unless you keep it inside of a, if you keep your electronics inside of a Faraday cage, right? But anyways, which I have one with a couple small electronics in it, but not much. Just like an old tablet with music on it, I put inside of a little Faraday cage I made out of aluminum foil and some metal pans and things like that. Which is a Faraday cage is a metal trash can or a box that contains electronics in the case of an EMP that protects them from being destroyed. But cars won't work, I don't think, Gas pumps won't work. TVs, computers won't work, Nothing electric will work. Lamps. And anyways, people from the cities are going to run to the suburbs, and they're not going to be nice people, right? They're going to be city people. Let's say melaninized people for reference. And the suburbs will also catch fire, and the suburb people will try to run out to the woods and the mountains and the cities, right? So if you live in the suburbs or a city, I'm thinking maybe draw a map or print out a map of your area location and have a plan of where you could run to if you need to run somewhere like the woods. And there's woods you can think of to run to. Of course, you'll need a sleeping bag, shelter, food, water, at least a water filter, right? Something like that. You can get a cheap $15 lifetime water filter called the Sawyer Mini online if you want, or a Life Straw, but I would recommend a Sawyer Mini, or a Brita water filter, or something better like a Zero water filter. I don't know. The other problem, if water might not be a problem if you have water filters, right? But the big problem is food. I feel like that's going to be a huge problem for humans. And of course, when everything breaks down like that, I think there could be a lot of robbery, rape, and murder, of course. A lot of spooky stuff going around. If a big event happened, right? So of course, those would be issues as well. But I think a big issue would also just be, like defense, things you can have on you for defense. Let's start with a W, and food, and maybe water as well, right? Or at least a Sawyer Mini water filter or something like that. Because I wasn't really thinking about fires when I was thinking about this prep stuff, but maybe if you had a fire extinguisher at your house, you could put out nearby fires. I don't know. If you want to try to stay in your home, right? When your whole city is burning on fire, right? If we look at the 1977 New York City blackout for 23 hours, where the electricity in New York went out for 23 hours, you had 4,500 looters and arsonists and robbers arrested in a 23-hour period, which is pretty insane, right? Something like 76 fires and arsonery and robberies and things like this. However, in 2002, you had a 24-hour blackout in New York, and there were no crimes or something like that. I don't know if that's true, but this 1977 one is totally true. So just things to keep in mind, I guess. Why did I make this video? Oh, the reason I made this video is because if Cucker Fagelson is making a remark on Twitter that the grid's going down, it was a plant, right, by the evil fucks who took over this current government, right? And they have for a long time, right? But they keep putting out information about the grid going down, movies about the grid going down, Civil War movies, all these grid movies, right? So obviously I think they're going to bring it down. However, I think that they're going to bring the grid back up after a few months, which is good news for us because it means society will somewhat go back to normal a little bit, but not quite, because you're not going to be able to do much without the mark of the beast, right? So society will come back after a few months without the grid, I think, or at least maybe a year, maybe I think like 3 or 6 months or something. Then the grid will come back up. So just try to survive for that long while it's down, and keep that in mind that it will come back up, I think, because they want to give people the mark to bring them to hell, right? That's their main focus. They don't just want to waste this opportunity to take down the grid, depopulate the entire world, right? They want to give as many people the mark as they can, I think, which is a New Testament Christian message. It's not anywhere in Judaism, which is quite different than the Christian faith. They're very different religions. I went over that in my last podcast, if you can bear the audio quality. Anyways, so if the grid goes down very, very soon, such as on the Super Bowl or this week or next month or 2 months from now, whatever. I love you guys. I've always loved you guys. Starving to death will not be fun, but just try to distract yourself with other fun things like board games, surviving in the woods, I don't know, eating rats, drinking sewer water out of a life straw or whatever it is you have, using candles, just, praying, reading the Bible, reading books in general, just anything to distract yourself from starving to death, which can be kind of a difficult thing to endure. It's one of the most painful ways to die, of course, and I think a lot of people will die without electricity. 90% of the world, I think, will die without electricity when they decide to turn it off or EMP it, right? And blame it on a solar flare like they did in the Carrington event in 1859 or whatever it was, where they blamed a solar flare for destroying all of the bullshit phone services. Not phone, but the thing before the phone. I forgot what it was called. The old world phones they're called telegrams. The telegram system. Oh, a solar faggy flare knocked out the telephone system. Sorry guys, no electricity for 6 months. But yeah, appreciate you guys watching my videos and my cartoons before everything goes down, and appreciate you guys just being on the planet with, I said planet, being in this realm with me, and I'm in this realm with you as well, and you guys were made in God's image, and so was I, surprising as that is. So, and even all the crazy people who are about to go insane without the electricity, even they were. But the Old Testament says, do not kill. It doesn't say don't kill, it says don't murder. So when people are attacking you, definitely, fight to kill. But, well, I guess it doesn't really, you know what I mean, right? Self-defense is, admirable. The Old Testament says don't go around being a serial killer, but self-defense is completely fine. And be on your guard. Prep as much as you can, I guess, in whatever way you can. Peanuts and water, I don't know what else to say. Weapons, knives, I don't know. Whatever. And, yeah. Probably pray to Jesus Christ or something I would imagine would be a good idea too. Pray for your families and yourselves and your neighbors, and it'll be a tricky time. So, yeah, love you guys. Hope you guys don't off yourselves when things get difficult here. But yeah, I don't know. The New Testament says to pray to escape the things that are coming, to be worthy to escape the things that are coming. So I pray that you and me are both worthy to escape the things that are coming. But yeah, we'll just see how it goes. And yeah, I love you guys. God loves you. And keep watching the cartoons. And I don't know when the grid is going to go down, so I just wanted to make this video real quick before it goes down, and tell you guys that. I spend all my day in bed. When I do have some motivation, energy, I try to make cartoons sometimes, but I haven't lately. And, I don't know, I'm just a cartoonist boy here. And it's so confusing trying to figure out which spiritual path to go down, because it's just a really tricky stuff. Because I've been looking at Judaism and all this stuff, and Kabbalah and Zohar and all this stuff for a little while now, and I can't tell if it's real or fake, or if it's the right way to go for things or not the right way to go for things. So of course I'm praying about it all the time, but I'm not sure if I'm getting a lot of messages from the Lord about these things, even though I am praying about them a lot. I'm not really sure if I'm getting definitive answers, unfortunately, so I'm not really sure what is the right way to be alive here and to go about doing things. Anyways, hope you guys are doing well, and yeah, see you guys on the other side, and I'll see you guys very soon. Bye-bye.
Now it's time to have a snuggle with my very best friend in the whole wide world. You. Well, I'm glad you could come over. See you soon. Bye.
I come to the garden alone while the dew is still on the roses, and the voice I hear falling on my ear, the Son of God discloses. And he walks with me, and he talks with me, and he tells me I am his own, and the joy we share as we tarry there, none other has ever He speaks, and the sound of his voice is so sweet. The birds hush their singing, and the melody that he gave to me within my heart is ringing. And he walks with me, and he talks with me, and he tells me I am his own, and the joy we share as we tarry there, none other has ever known. And he walks with me, and he talks with me, and he tells me I am his own, and the joy